So we want to see the topic for the nested for loop. When I'm saying a nested for loops, that means for loop within a for loops. Okay, nested loop within a loop. So basically, we need to use a two for loops together. That is called a nested for loops. So basically, nested for loop is used for pattern printing. We can print the patterns of different patterns. You may call it as star patterns or number patterns or alphabet patterns. So any pattern you can use. So we'll start with the very basic patterns here, like 3 by 3 pattern that we are going to use. Assume that I have that 1, 2, 3, enter 1, 2, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, and the 1, 2, 3. This is the first pattern. It's quite easy because 3 by 3. Then the second pattern we are going to see that is kind of a triangle kind of pattern. So that means it's a 1, 1, 2, and the 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. This is one of the patterns. It's one star, two star, and three different star is there. Okay. Then after that we can in the reverse star triangle also we can see reverse means what? There are three different star. Then we have two star. Then we have one star. This also we are going to do. So these are the patterns. There are you can use 5 by 5, 3 by 3, 4 by 4. Any kind of pattern you can design and you can solve these problems. If you want to use a number, then that also you can try. For example, I want to use a number patterns like 1, 1, 1, then I have 2, 2, 2, then I have 3, 3, 3. So this kind of pattern also we are going to print. Even though if you want in a triangle based pattern like in 1, then 2, 3, sorry, 1, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. This is also we are going to do. So these are the pattern that we are going to see how we can do it. Okay. This logic look simple, but it is not as simple. There are some tricky things we need to remember, but I will explain the logic in very simple manner. So it's all the part of we are going to use the two different for loops, and that for loop based on the for loops we need to increase and the decrease. Okay. Whenever there is a nested for loops, that means we need to use the two different for loops. So very simple rule you have to remember here that one for loop, for example, this is a for loop, for example, are in range. Okay, then be certain range is there. Any range you can consider. So as of now, we are using the three patterns printing. So I'll use a three here. Here, simple logic you have to remember that when we are talking about this 3 by 3 patterns, so it's a simple meaning that it is a row and the column kind of things. So let me add some arrow kind of positions. So basically this is considered as a row. Okay. Row 0, row 1, row 0, 1, 2. And the vertical part is considered as your columns. Okay. And these are the columns and these are the rows. Sorry. Okay. You can consider as a column and this is your row. So the first for loop, whichever we are used, that is called outer for loops. It's outer for loops. Outer for. So outer for loop, in short, you can see it as a rows. Okay, remember. Means the first for loop is represent your rows, ROWs. But we are going to use a two for loops. That's why the topic name is a nested for loops. Then within this for loop, we are going to use one more for loops that represent your inner for loops. For example, let me take one more for loop called for I'll get a j in range. Again, three patterns here. It's a simple pattern for the understanding. That's why I'm taking 3 by 3 patterns. So now this thing, we can call it as an inner for loop. Okay, it's an inner for loops. INNER. Inner for loops. And the inner for loop is considered as stars. Or you can say that columns, it maybe you can say it. First represent the row, second represent the columns, or you can consider as a star or any pattern that you want to print. Yes. Perfect. So this how this loop works. We know about the for loops. Means when the first for loop is going to start, it will enter into this for loops. Means once I is 0 here, like in I is equal to 0, then J will execute for the three different times, right? It's I0, it will enter into this. J will execute for the three different times. Means J is equal to 0, J is equal to comma 1, comma 2 also. Because its range is 3. So whichever your terms you are going to print, that will enter, that will print for the three different times. Once this range is completed, again it will go into this outer for loops. Because I is just a 0. Then the second iteration will start, that is j is equal to, sorry, I is equal to 1. Let me write I is equal to 1. And for the outer I, j will execute again the three times. That is 0, comma 1, comma 2. I mean, this is star, or you can see there are columns like 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. And third more times, it will become a j is equal to 2. J is equal to 2. Sorry, not I. It's considered as a j is equal to 2. And sorry, I equal to 2. At that time, j will execute again three times. That is 0, comma 1, comma 2. So this is how this loop works. Outer for loops, the count will start until the number of rows, row 0, row 1, row 2. And what in that particular row, how many things you want to print, that is show the inner for loops. Okay, so this logic is very clear. First time we can print 3 stars, second time 3 star, and third time also the 3 star. So this will print us 3 by 3 outer star. But in the second for loops, if you observe, the very first time you want to print only 1 star, very second time you want to print a 2 star, and the third time you want to print 3 different stars. So if you observe that, you will come to know that every time we are decreasing one rows, right? So that logic also we are going to see here. And in third times means we are increasing like 1 by 2 by 3, here by 3 to 1. So how this logic is made, and this all different patterns are depend on the for loops, like outer for loops and the inner for loops. Okay. So this we are going to use, and here one new things you are going to learn, that is for new lines in Pythons. Basically, we are using and is equal to empty and is equal to this. So you can consider it is as a space on the new line as well. Okay. This for loops and the end is equal to empty. So let's try quickly the first patterns, which is a 3 by 3. So it will not create any confusions. For the first outer loop, inner will be executed 3 times. For the second outer loop, inner will be executed for the 3 times. So we need to focus on the inner for loops, which is a basically star, not star, it is star, not start. Or any pattern that you want to print, not exactly a star. It's a kind of patterns that you want to print. If you want to print the numbers, then also you can go with the numbers. But now I want to print the star. So let quickly print the star of 3 by 3 pattern. So let me open the say that this is an editor file new. I'll save it as in our projects that is called school py2026 pt sorry ptrn1 sorry one pattern ones. So equal star we want to print like pattern one. So we'll take a for loop here for I n range. Sorry, n range range range. I'll specify here 3. Sorry, 3. See, it simply means what? This loop will, if you print anything, suppose I want to print a star here, so it will simply print the 3 different star. But you can see that that outer loop represents what? The number of rows. How many rows are there? 3 different rows. Now with these rows, how many things you want to print, that will specify in the inner for loops. Yes. For the first things, we want to print the star. For the second thing, we want to print that how many stars. That's all. Now, what you want to print that you need to specify in the inner for loop. So I'll take here one more for loop for j in range. That is also for the 3 different types. And now I want to print here star. Like print star here. Okay. So as of now, I'm not going to do anything. I'll just print the star, then see what the output comes. Okay. So this is a for loop for inner for. And then I want to go for the second line. So that's why I'm printing here. Just the empty prints. So you may consider that it is an inner for loop, outer for loops. That is for the next lines. outer for loop, out of outer loop for new line. If I print this, you can see the outputs. We having a 3 by 3 different patterns, but all are the printing 3 by 3 by 3. So if you want to print on the equal lines on the same line, so for that you need to print here that the keyword as I mentioned here and is equal to something. Space. Now if you run this, see, we achieve our patterns. Okay, let's consider once again that how exactly it happened. So very first thing for I in range 3, so it's clear that the inner things will be printed for the 3 different times. Okay, so very first times it will enter into this for j in a range 3. So this loop will execute now 3 times. So first time it will print star, okay, space. Then again I is equal to that 0, 1, 2. So that means 3 star will be get printed. And once this loop is completed, it will go for here print. That is for the new lines. Again, it will enter into this for loops. Again, it will print the 3 different star. And it will print, keep on printing the star until the outer loop is get. Okay, let me like write something here so that you'll come to like why it is printed. So let me try something like at the rate. Now you can come to know that what is the role of at the rate is here, right? After printing 3 different lines, go to the next lines. After printing 3 different lines, go to the next lines. So that's why I'm printing here empty because do nothing, just go for the next line. You got it? It's a simple patterns
Yes, sir.
3 by 3. Now all the patterns is based on this code only. We just need to do something adjustment. Okay. Now let's go for the second pattern. Okay. Now if you focus on the second patterns, what output I want, initially I want only 1 star, then the 2 star, and the 3 stars. Okay, let me explain this code once again because this is important. On the basis of this, we need to change only here, and all the pattern will be get achieved. Okay, let me explain one more times by commenting this. For I in a range 3 means here I is what? A 0 at very initial times. So it is a 0, so
Yes.
that's why it is 0 is less than 3, so it to enter into a test follows.
Yes.
Now here j is equal to 0. Okay, j less than 3, perfect. So it will print 1 star here. Perfect. So I printed a star. Now this loop is not ended now, so it will go into here. Now j will become 1. 1 less than 3. Yes, so it will again print the star, but before that it's adding some space. So it's star. Now j will become 2. Okay, 2 less than 3. It will go into this, print the star as like this. And now j will become a 3. 3 is not less than 3. So that's why it's come into the outer loops. It will come here. So now it again jump into the main loops where I become now 1. And that in again, as it is a for loop in new lines, so again it will print 3, 3, 3. So this is what happened here. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Means for the single rotation, inner for loop will be executed for the 3 times. Now if you see our the patterns, we want for the first iteration only 1 star will be get printed. For the second iteration, 2 star will be get printed. And for the third iteration, 3 star will be get printed. So then by seeing this, just can you observe the code and can you try to answer this? See, very first time I is equal to a 0. So when the I is a 0, then j I want to print for the 1 times. It's when I will become a 2, sorry, I will become 1, I want to print it is 2 times. Means as per the I, it is increased by 1. When I is 0, j must be 1. When I is 1, j must be 2. When I is 2, j must be 3. Then how we can achieve this? Here we need a 3 by 3 pattern, so I directly pass the 3. But we want the next pattern, J should be increased proportion to be I. When I is 0, J must be 1. When I is 1, J must be 2. When I is 2, J must be 3. Now this code can be done like that. Let me copy this logics. Okay. What changes we need to do? Just observe. I will keep this code as it is. It's previous code. Like there is single triple quotes and a single triple quotes. See. Here we don't want to print J is equal to 3 directly. I want to change J as per the I. See. This means what? When I is a 0, then J will become 0 plus 1, 1. Correct? Are you getting what I am trying to do here? So iteration
Yes,
first
sir.
I 0. I'm making I plus 1 means J become 1. If it's a 1, then star will be printing only 1 star. Then loop is ended, it go into again here. Now the next iteration I value become 1. Then 1 plus 1 it become 2 here. That's why 2 star is get printed. In the third iteration I will become 2. Then 2 plus 1 J will become 3. Here we are directly passing the 3. So that's why 3 by star is get 3 by 3 star is printing. Now the second iteration, what we are doing initially, I, as per the I, we are changing a J. So I plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. Now if I run this program, so you see that we having output like this. Perfect. Now try to apply the logic. What should I do to print reverse pattern? Means initially, can you tell me the logic for this? If you understood this program, then you must answer these questions. See, for this pattern, how should I do? Like, what should I do? Observe that every loop means you can say that a foundation is ready, logic is also ready. We just need to make a change in here. So that what change we need to do here. See the first pattern we want to print 1, 2, 3 as per the I. So initially I is a 0. That's why I made I plus 1 so that 0 plus 1 become 1, then 2, then 3. Now here what we want to do, we want to print initially 3 star. Then, then after that 2, then after that 1. So it's
Sir?
clear that we need to decrease something,
Yes.
right? So that decrease should be done with the proportion to the 3.
Sir, we can
If
write -3.
not directly the minus 3, okay, that's not become equation. We can
Uh,
increase 3
mhm.
by 1, 1, 1. Okay. So that means I will tell you what logic we need to write here. See, I'll copy as it is now for the second time. So let me comment out this one more times. See, we want initially J will print 3 times. So what I do, I will do the 3 minus I. See the logic behind this. Huh? If 3 minus I means what? Initially, it is a 3 minus what is the value of current I is here? 0.
0.
3 minus 0, 3. Right? So it will print star for
Yes.
3 times. In the second iteration, I value become 1. So 3 minus 1, it become 2. In the
Two.
third iteration, 3 as it is, I value become 2. The 3 minus 2 will become 1. So we are changing logic in only the outer parts, so inner parts. If I run these programs, it come to know that we are having a reverse pattern, right? So this is by practice and by doing some logic changes, we can able to understand that how exactly printing. So these all stars we have achieved here, 3 by 3. It's simple. Keep the I and J same. Now, as per the rows, we need to increase the column size. So we come, in that case, we are increasing I by 1, means I plus 1, I plus 2, I plus 3. Here we are making 3 minus I, 3 minus 0, 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2. Okay. So this is how we can calculate the number of stars and the number of patterns. Now, tell me about this. How should we achieve this? Okay. See the number patterns. Now tell me, I will give the one hint. Okay, so that it come to know that what to choose. Now, if I printing star here, it will printing a star. If I printing here any symbol, suppose I'm printing ampersand, so it will print ampersand. It's very clear, right?
Yes.
Now, instead of this I, if I mention here directly as a I, like, so what will happen?
It will be print 3 times.
Yeah, it will print the I value. So I is initially what? 0, right? So it will print 0, then it will print 1, 1, then it will print 3, 3. Perfect. Okay, let me
Yes.
copy the same programs. Okay, everything is the same. Where I'm doing changes that we need to focus. So let's start here. I'll print as ptrn2. Okay, I will comment the first two programs and I'll reopen the first one. See, it's a pattern like a 3 by 3, and that exactly we want here. If you see this 111 222 333, right? So we are printing 3 by 3 pattern as well. Now, what I want, instead of printing the star, I want to print here like an I. I. But we understand the for loops. If you're not passing any starting position, the default start with 0. But I want to start with the 1 in up to 3 means 4. So this for loop is now for 1 to 3 numbers. See, oh, where's the indentations? Yeah, this is third. Perfect. Initially, I is a 1, so 1, 1, 1, 1 printed. Then I will increment by 1, so then what 2, 2, 2 printed, and I will initial by 3, then 3, 3, 3 get printed. So this is one patterns. In second pattern, what I want to do, I want 1, then 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. So that means I want to increase I by 1 itself. Right? So let me comment this. I'll reopen this program here. So as for the logic 1 comma 4, what I want to do, Initially it will print 1, then second time 1 comma 2. So just make it as a 1, and it is I plus will be remain same. Oh, we are just printing a star here. Just remove this star and print here I. Not I, it's a J. Because we're increasing J. No? J is initially 1, then J will become 1, and I plus 1 become 2. Then it will become 1, 2, and 3. As proportion the I, J will be changed, keep changing. So let me run one more time here. See, side is working. Let's check now manually. So his I is 1. Okay, fine. So it will enter into this J loops. So this condition means, see, we are writing this equation means this is a range function which will start with a 1 and it will go up to what? 1 only, because 0 plus 1, 1. So it will initially print only 1 as outputs. Perfect. Then now when the second iteration done, so the I value become 1. So that means this for loop will print from 1 to I plus 1 means what? 2. So that's why it print 1 and the 2 here. And the third iteration, I will become a 3. So it will become 4 here. So it will print 1, 2, and 3. So this all code is same as the things that we have done for the for loops. This is a part only you are doing. See, we are passing a start position and we want to go up to what? Okay. This loop we are using here. Okay. Just it is a nested loop. So as per the I value we are changing. See, 1 comma 2. That means start with the 1 before 2 means 1. It will now become 1, it will become 2, then 3, and 4. We are simply printing a for loop only, but as for the outer, inner we are changing which pattern we want to print. Okay. So this is how we can use the nested for loops and we can achieve this. Okay. You can try something else. Try to print some different patterns with the help of this for loops. Okay. Let me give you one task. You have to try it yourself. Huh? I'm not going to help at it. You can do anything. So your task is to be let me tell you one pattern here. So you can try the alphabet patterns. Means let's try this A, B, then A, B, and C. So that means this pattern only. But instead of this number, you want to print characters.
Alphabet, okay.
Okay, alphabets. But it is not simple as you can directly printing a. You need to find something, a function which will actually increase the functions. So let me give you some hint. You can try with an ASCII values of that numbers. Okay, means that ASCII value you can convert with that character file. Okay, so this pattern you can try.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got it something. It is a part of practice. It is not that much hard, but initially the first look it will look some harder, but it is not as much. It's simple. It is a play of a two different loops. One is the outer, second is an inner. Based on the outer, inner will be behave. So pattern we need to observe and then accordingly we need to change. Here the row and column same, so we can keep the same. Just observe that it is either increasing, that means as per the I we need to increase the J. Here is also the I is become 3, then we need to increase J by 1 by 1. So we need to increase J by 1 by 1. Here decrease for the same things. So instead of star, we are printing numbers like that. Now you can try with this alphabets. Okay. So that your for loop will be get ended. From tomorrow, we'll start with the string functions, slice methods, and the multiple program based on the for like string function. That we'll see tomorrow. Okay, so bye.
Yes, sir.